Now, Aoshui's game was over, and the only thing left was to deal with Jiro and Kobayashi Pharmaceutical. If he keeps Jiro at the kennel according to the plan, and releases Ichiro to inherit Kobayashi Pharmaceutical, he must go to Japan again, supervise Ichiro, and change the shares of Kobayashi Pharmaceutical to his own name. However, since Philip's health is deteriorating at the moment, he naturally can't delay anymore. He can go to Japan slowly and wait until he comes back from Eastcliff. Thinking of this, he immediately said to Sarah, "Sarah, I still have a little thing to deal with, but it's only for these 2 days. After I finish my work for these 2 days, I will immediately come to Eastcliff." When Sarah heard this, she breathed a sigh of relief and choked up. "Charlie, then I am waiting for you in Eastcliff. You must do it as soon as possible. I'm really afraid that my father will get worse one day." Charlie comforted, "Don't worry, I will as soon as possible, just 2 days." Then I'll wait for you." As soon as Charlie hung up Sarah's call, he immediately received a WeChat voice call from Isik. After being connected, Isik respectfully said, "Master, according to my informant, since this morning, many Japanese masters have come to the city. I suspect that they are all employed by Jiro, and it is probably for you. JX Pharmaceutical has an unruly attempt." Charlie gave a hum, and said lightly, "Sure enough, all the members of the Kobayashi family are like raccoon dogs. There is no difference between this younger brother and older brother. When they see good things, they just want to grab them. In that case, let's teach him a lesson." After speaking, Charlie said again, "Let your people closely monitor these so-called masters to see what they are plotting. Then you will work with me to teach these people." By the way, Jiro stayed in the hospitable Orus Hill. Isik smiled and said, "Master, do you want to keep Jiro? By then, the 2 sons of the Kobayashi family will be in our hands. Isn't the Kobayashi family headless?" Charlie smiled and said, "Leave Jiro and put Ichiro back. The Kobayashi family has such a high production capacity. I can't let it go, so I need an obedient puppet to help me solve all this." After all, Isik is an extremely smart person. Upon hearing this, he immediately knew Charlie's plan and couldn't help but exclaimed, "Master, you have such a good method." Charlie smiled slightly. "You can keep an eye on it for me, and remember to call me if there is any movement." "Okay, Master." When Charlie got home, Elaine was preparing lunch. As for the father-in-law and his wife Claire, they have not yet returned. Seeing Charlie arrived home, Elaine hurried up and said with a grin, "My son-in-law, the caviar skincare product you gave me is really effective. I have never used such a good thing in my life." Charlie smiled slightly. "Just effective." Elaine smiled flatteringly and said, "Good son-in-law, can Mom discuss something with you?" Charlie nodded. "You can." Elaine hurriedly said, "That's right, my son-in-law. Although this big set of caviar skincare products are many, but when they are used up, Mom is afraid that after they are used up, if I can't continue, the anti-aging on this face, the effect will go back to the previous state. So can you wait for Mom to run out and get another set?" Charlie understood. Elaine was actually afraid that this set would be useless after it was used up, so she wanted to book the next set with him in advance. To be honest, nearly 400,000 sets of skincare products are really nothing to him, but this is not a decimal after all, and Elaine cannot be promised casually. If she performs well, this is of course not a problem, but if she does not perform well, let alone such expensive skincare products, even if it is a bottle of jam for a fuse, he will not buy it for her. So, he said lightly, "Mom, it depends on the situation at the time. How about your set can be used for more than half a year? When you are about to run out, let's talk about it again." Elaine is also a human spirit, and immediately understood the meaning of Charlie's words. He definitely want to examine her performance before making a decision. So she hurriedly laughed and said, "Good son-in-law, don't worry, in the future at home, Mom will definitely look at everything from your head. You let Mom go east and Mom never go west." After finishing speaking, she hurriedly asked, "Good son-in-law, Mother will stew the ribs for you at noon, and I will cook for you a braised octopus later. Charlie nodded and said, Mom, in the future, the food at home should be improved as a whole. Don't always make home-cooked dishes, but occasionally cook some delicacies from the sea and mountains. Claire has to work so hard every day, so she has to make up for it in her body. After finishing speaking, before Elaine could speak, he took out his mobile phone and said lightly, I will transfer 30,000 to your WeChat. From now on, our family will pay 30,000 a month for food.